claim that to be pro-life is to be pro-woman. And if you want to be pro-woman, you have to be pro-life. Thank you. So together, we can promote a proper understanding of chastity, of marriage, and the sanctity of human life. God is the one who designed the family for the good of each member. When we follow His plan, we find true happiness, not only in heaven, but also we get a foretaste of that heaven here on this earth in a happy family. And to separate the gift of life from total conjugal love means impoverishing the very essence and meaning of the family as it is instituted by God. So I ask you today to be aware, be alert to these attacks on life and the family. Alert your friends and neighbors and your extended family to the threats facing family life today. We have to denounce all public or private invasions of the family, which is the sanctuary of love and life. Call attention to the new threats to procreation in human life, especially mass sterilization campaigns, which deceive and exploit the poor. We should denounce programs that promote so-called emergency contraception, which actually involves abortifacients, okay, which prevents the embryo from implanting in the woman's uterus and therefore causes abortion at an early stage. We have to join together to combat the United Nations as they try to promote this. We have to help people more than ever. The family needs to be committed to the unborn. The welcome and protection of the weakest members of the human species manifest the quality and the bonds of the family. We call for legal and social protection and personhood for the unborn child. And as we pass laws, any laws are directed not toward punishment, but toward prevention. Any sanctions in the law would be against the abortionist, not women. Some say that before we pass laws, we have to change hearts and minds, but they fail to recognize how the legalization of abortion has changed people's hearts and minds. Abortion was once unthinkable, and so it should be again. People think that somehow, a lot of women I've spoken to who have had abortions, they say things like, well, I figured it was legal and it couldn't be that bad. And later on they find out something different. One of the things you might be involved in, get involved in and promote is the Missionaries of the Gospel of Life Lay Association, and is to promote the gospel of life. As again, Pope John Paul II said, the gospel of God's love for man, the gospel of the dignity of the human person, and the gospel of life are one single indivisible gospel. We believe in a consistent ethic of life, but a consistent ethic of life that has certain priorities within it. And so, in his letter to lay people in 1987, Pope John Paul II said, the common outcry which is justly made on behalf of human rights, for example, the right to health, to home, to work, to family, to culture, is false and illusory if the right to life, the most basic and fundamental right, and the condition of all other personal rights, is not defended with maximum determination. And this is the purpose of Priests for Life and the purpose of the Missionaries of the Gospel of Life Lay Association. We strive to bear public witness in every sector of society to be a prophetic voice within the church and throughout the world, to minister to the entire pro-life movement by offering spiritual support, guidance, teaching, and direction. Our spirituality is biblical. It is prophetic, liturgical, Eucharistic, ecumenical. We work with people of all different denominations. And Father Pavone even says, I'll even work with somebody who worships the moon to defend the unborn. And then we'll talk about worshiping the moon later. It is Marian, and we seek to foster a spirit of joy. And Frank was very good about talking about what a joy life is, how life should be joyful. And that is what we celebrate. And we also seek to inspire a serene confidence and a deep compassion, a radical solidarity. We need to have solidarity with the unborn child. We also have to have solidarity with that woman who is in a desperate situation. We're not seeking to point a finger at anyone. We want to extend a helping hand. We seek to promote a strong courage. St. Paul says, the Spirit of God has given us no cowardly spirit, and a constant readiness for public witness, and a passion for justice. If you want to become a member of the Missionaries of the Gospel of Life Lay Association, there's information on the table in the back. You might also be also help to promote the Silent No More awareness campaign of Priests for Life. And what this is it's an association of men and women who have been wounded by abortion, who are speaking out publicly and helping others to avoid the same regret that they feel over their past abortions. And so I hope that you will help to promote the work of Priests for Life, the Silent No More Awareness Campaign, the Missionaries of the Gospel of Life. But remember, even if you're don't feel the call to be a missionary of the Gospel of Life, to join the Lay Association, every one of us has a role in defending family and defending life. And this call is rooted in our baptism. It is, Pope John Paul II addressed the following to the whole church, and not simply to the pro-life movement, when he said, what is urgently called for is a general mobilization of consciences and a united ethical effort to activate a great campaign in support of life. All together, we must build a culture of life. And I am confident that today you will heed this call. Now, I would just like to close with a little poem. It's a poem that was written by a grandmother. A grandmother I met on one of my travels with Priests for Life. I use it frequently, and I think it really brings out how abortion touches every one of us. And this is a grandmother who's writing about the abortion of her own little baby granddaughter. And she writes this: Dear Sarah, little princess, the meaning of your name, how fitting you should have it. Too soon your glory came. Your little heart was broken when Mommy let you go. But Angel, please remember, she really didn't know. Some said it wasn't beating, your tiny little heart, and so it didn't matter. They tore you all apart. They said you couldn't feel it, how Satan can deceive, the agony you suffered, so many disbelieve. No grave to mark your passing, and few to mourn or pray. But Grandma will remember that awful, tragic day. My arms will never hold you. My rocking chair is still. But Grandma's heart is full of love that death can never kill. Sweet Angel, pray for Mommy, and pray for Daddy too. and say a prayer for Grandma, and I will pray for you. And you and I together will pray for all your friends who never had a birthday. We'll pray abortion ends. Love, Grandma.